In the vast African savanna, a pack of spotted hyenas, armed with a bite that can crush solid bone, runs into a living fortress. What happens when one of nature's most ancient and bizarre defenders stands its ground against the savanna's most relentless hunters? This is the story of the giant pangolin versus the hyena pack. On one side, you have the giant pangolin, the heavyweight champ of the pangolin world. Tipping the scales at over 75 pounds, this solitary, nocturnal creature is one of nature's strangest creations. It's a mammal that looks more like a reptile, a walking pinecone covered from head to tail in a suit of armor. And these aren't scales like you'd find on a fish. They're plates of pure keratin, the same stuff as our fingernails and rhino horns, making up a full 20% of its body weight. The pangolin has poor eyesight and isn't built for a brawl. It has no real fighting teeth. Its main weapons are massive digging claws and a defensive strategy so effective, it's barely changed in millions of years. On the other side, the spotted hyena clan. There's a reason they're the most common large carnivores in Africa. They're smart, they're stubborn, and they are geniuses of the group hunt. A lone hyena might get lucky, but a pack working together, their success rate goes through the roof. Their greatest weapon is their bite. With a jaw force of around 1,100 psi, they don't just tear flesh, they're designed to shatter bone to get the rich marrow inside. They are the ultimate opportunists, and tonight, they've spotted something very unusual. It's a classic matchup, overwhelming force versus an unbreakable defense. But could the hyena's bone-crushing jaws finally be the thing that cracks this living fortress? Our story starts under a sprawling, moonlit savanna sky. A lone giant pangolin rustles through the undergrowth. This animal is on a mission, driven by a very specific hunger. Using an incredible sense of smell to make up for its bad vision, it's hunting for its only food, ants and termites. A single pangolin can hoover up 70 million insects a year, making it a vital part of the ecosystem. With its powerful claws, it rips into a termite mound, completely lost in the moment. And get this, its tongue is so long, it's actually anchored deep inside its chest cavity. It darts in and out, mopping up insects by the thousand. But that intense focus can be a liability. It makes the pangolin vulnerable. And tonight, that vulnerability has not gone unnoticed. In the shadows, a pair of eyes begins to glow. Then another, and another. A pack of spotted hyenas, led by a big, experienced matriarch, is on the hunt. The last few hunts have been a bust, and the clan is hungry. The usual targets, wildebeest and gazelles, are nowhere to be found. But this weird, armored creature, it's slow, alone, and totally absorbed in its dinner. To the hyenas, it looks like an easy meal. The matriarch gives a quiet signal, and the pack spreads out, forming a silent, tightening circle. The pangolin, still feasting, has no idea it's now the center of attention for the savanna's most persistent predators. The trap is set. The lead hyena lunges from the darkness. There's no time for the pangolin to run or use its claws. Its reaction is pure, ancient instinct. In less than a second, it tucks its head, pulls in its legs, and snaps into a perfect, armored ball. The hyena's charge doesn't end with a mouthful of soft meat, but with a dull thud and the grating sound of teeth scraping against keratin. The rest of the pack descends, buzzing with confusion and curiosity. They sniff and paw at this strange, unmoving sphere. It's like nothing they've ever dealt with. Then, the biting starts. One by one, the hyenas try to find a weak spot, a seam, a way in. But there isn't one. The pangolin's scales are smooth, sharp-edged, and overlap so perfectly that a predator's jaw can't get a grip. The ball is too round to hold, too hard to crush. So, how does this armor withstand such a beating? The secret isn't just hardness, it's smart design. Each scale is part of an interlocking system, like a flexible, natural version of composite armor. When a hyena bites down, the incredible pressure from its tooth isn't focused on a single point. Instead, the force gets spread out across the entire surface, preventing any one scale from shattering. The armor flexes, absorbs the shock, but it doesn't break. The hyenas are getting frustrated. They're built to dismantle carcasses and crush leg bones, yet this 75-pound ball is somehow winning. They try rolling it, hoping to expose the soft belly, but the pangolin's powerful stomach muscles hold it shut with unbelievable strength. From inside its fortress, the pangolin can even use its tail, covered in those same sharp scales, to lash out and cut the mouth of an attacker. But hyenas aren't just brutes, they're problem solvers. When force doesn't work, they use their heads. And their next move is chillingly smart. Field researchers have seen it time and again. They try to move the pangolin to water. It's a brilliant, almost diabolical strategy. The pangolin's defense is land-based. And while its armor is nearly perfect, it can't solve one big problem: drowning. A pangolin can't stay rolled in a ball forever, especially in water. It will eventually have to uncurl to breathe. And that's the moment the hyenas are waiting for, the moment its vulnerable head and soft underbelly are finally exposed. Working together, the pack starts nudging and pushing the armored ball across the dusty ground, heading for a small waterhole shimmering in the moonlight. For the pangolin, it's a race against time. It can feel the ground change as it's rolled closer and closer to the water's edge. With one last, coordinated shove, the pangolin tumbles into the shallow, murky water. The hyenas press their advantage, surrounding it, waiting. This is the most dangerous moment of the pangolin's life. Water is seeping between its scales. It has a choice: stay coiled and risk drowning, or uncurl and face the pack. Just as a large hyena lunges, thinking the pangolin needs to come up for air, the armored ball explodes into action. With a burst of desperate energy, the pangolin partially uncoils, not to run, but to fight. It violently lashes its heavy, muscular tail, and the razor-sharp scales on it connect with the hyena's snout. A yelp of pain and surprise. The attack is paired with a powerful, threatening hiss. The shock of the blow and the sudden aggression is all it takes. The hyenas recoil, stunned by the pain and the unexpected fight. That split second of confusion is the only opening the pangolin needs. It scrambles from the water, no longer a passive ball, but an animal fighting for its life, and makes a mad dash for the one thing the hyenas can't beat: its burrow, hidden in a dense thicket. The pack hesitates. The sharp blow was a strong deterrent, and their strange prize has just vanished into a maze of roots and dirt. After a moment, weighing the energy they've wasted against the reward, the matriarch turns away. The hunt is over. The living fortress, pushed to its absolute limit, has held its ground. The pangolin's defensive playbook is a masterclass in the evolutionary arms race. It shows just how specialized survival in the wild can get. If you love seeing how nature's underdogs can outsmart and outlast the competition, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for our next breakdown. So, this wasn't just a story of armor versus muscle. It was a battle of wits and strategy. The giant pangolin survived thanks to a combination of its passive armor, its active defenses, and an instinctual knowledge of its territory. It proves that a well-rounded defensive game can help even the ultimate underdog stand tall. While hyenas are masters of the hunt, the pangolin is a master of defense. Tragically, the very strategy that saved it from Africa's top predators makes it completely helpless against its greatest threat: human poachers, who can simply pick up the coiled animal. All 8 pangolin species are now threatened with extinction, making them the most trafficked mammals in the world. But out here in the wild, on this night, the fortress held.